Hello and welcome back to Music Movies. Now, we all know from the end of the last episode and the obvious title of this one that today I will be talking about the Phantom of the Opera. Hold it! Not through yet. It seems my job is to despise this movie, and the main reason I'm supposed to hate this movie is because it was directed by Joel Schmaucher, the man responsible for effectively killing the modern Batman franchise by reverting it to its campy 60s roots, not to mention the addition of the bat nipples and the bat credit card.
A bat credit card, you bastards! I'll kill you! I'll kill all of you! All of you will die! You'll get like that!
But I also remember that Schumacher was also responsible for The Lost Boys, A Time to Kill, and Falling Down. People tell me that the new Phantom sucks, how much better Michael Crawford was, how overblown it was, how they added all these new scenes, and blah blah blah. Well, you know what? Let me show you what goes on inside my head before I review anything. It's with these things in mind, rather out of mind, that we today look at Phantom of the Opera. Hold it! Just kidding, go ahead. First, a little history. The Phantom of the Opera began as a French novel in 1909 by Gaston Leroux, which then became one of the most famous films of all time, the 1925 silent film starring Lon Chaney. As making a musical in the era of silent film would have been pretty tricky, it was a more faithful adaptation to the story of the book. All was quiet until 1976 with a musical version by Ken Hill, which in turn inspired Andrew Lloyd Webber, one of the biggest names in musical theater, to create his own in 1985, which created a phenomenon. This phenomenon was intended for the big screen back in the 80s, still with Schumacher slated to direct and personally picked by Webber. So, was the 20-year wait worth it? Right from the get-go, the movie hits you with imagery of revival as we flash back to the time of the events of the movie proper. And the first thing I notice is how amazing the quality of the music is. Not to say the original cast recording is slouching in the department of orchestral grandeur, but it really can compete with the big budget that this film offered. The original production gave us a decent-sized 27-piece orchestra, but compared to this version with its 100-piece orchestra, it's a middle school talent show. We begin back in 1870, where the Opera Populaire is rehearsing their next show with varying degrees of success until interrupted by the opera's owner to introduce the new owners, as well as the new patron, which is to say, financial supporter of the opera. This causes quite a stir amongst the performers, especially one of the chorus girls who recognizes him as a childhood sweetheart.
He wouldn't recognize me. He didn't see you.
Their rehearsal goes on as planned until Carlotta, the exceedingly fickle and perhaps bipolar prima donna, storms off the stage.
What do we do? Grovel. Grovel. Right.
In an effort to placate the shrew, they have her belt out an aria, which even the opera house itself seems to object to.
He's here. Phantom of the Opera.
Oh crap! They're only in charge of the place for 5 minutes and they've already lost their main star. And they have denied repeated warnings that there is indeed a presence in the opera house, and that presence demands that Box 5 be left empty solely for his use and a monthly salary, supposedly so no more accidents happen. Finger quotes. Well, no matter. As it turns out, our cute little chorus girl has the aria memorized already and is allowed to audition.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye.
The comparisons between the movie cast and the original stage cast are inevitable, so I'll get this out of the way now. The original Broadway production starred none other than Blind Mag herself as the original Christine Daae. The part was written specifically for her, but the character has been performed by many singers and actresses, and in a way, I think Emily Rossum's performance is the stronger one, even in comparison to the original. Rossum captures the innocent, naive charm of the original character of Christine, as well as her more gentle and classically trained soprano. wonderful, superb, it's even very good. So her performance is a breakout success, but she's nowhere to be seen at the rap party. Instead, we find her in quiet contemplation, lighting a candle in memory of her father, and explains to her friend that her voice has been trained by a mysterious angel of music, which she believes to have been sent by her father. It's a lovely song, mainly to make the point that somewhere in the opera house there is a presence that's been tutoring her in the ways of music and singing. Raoul, the new patron we met earlier, and Christine are childhood friends, and attempts to rekindle their relationship.
And now we go to supper.
No, Raoul. The angel of music is very strict.
Well, I shan't keep you up late.
The angel of music proves to be the jealous, possessive type, and decides to finally show himself through a one-way mirror in her dressing room.
I am there inside.
I don't want to imagine what he's been doing back there this whole time. She seems enamored to see him, but personally, I'd be more concerned about how many times he's been back there watching me undress.
To me, angel of music.
So Christine goes through the looking glass and into the Phantom's candlelit world and the title song.
In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, that voice which calls to me and speaks my name.
This song has always blurred the line between opera and rock music, though not quite rock opera. The inclusion of electric guitars and drums creates an interesting duality, and the new 100-piece orchestra doesn't hurt either. The song continues as the Phantom uses his garage door opener and hits the candlelight dimmer switch as he gets himself off on her high notes. What follows is a haunting reveal of the Phantom's intentions and psychology as he urges her to embrace her darker, sensual side.
Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts.
You can tell she is completely under his spell, too, as she drinks in this new world. It's actually quite sensual, until Phantom shows her a wax replica he's made of her for purposes I'm probably better off not knowing, and she faints dead away. Meanwhile, Bouquet, the stagehand, regales the ladies about the legend of the Phantom. Madame Giry will hear nothing of this, which further pounds into our heads that she knows a little bit more about the Phantom that she lets on, and reminds him to
keep your hand at the level of your eyes.
Which is a good way of thwarting someone from strangling you from behind, the Phantom's preferred method. Christine awakens from her nap to find that last night wasn't a dream after all, and proceeds to do something which guarantees she'll piss off the man she respects and fears most in the world.
Damn you! You little blind Pandora!
You know, it really doesn't look like he's deformed or scarred at all. I mean, all I really see back there is Gerard Butler. I mean, what's with this loathsome gargoyle and repulsive carcass business? Low self-esteem? I mean, you're no Lon Chaney. A warning is sent out to the higher-ups in the opera house stating that Christine is under his care now and will be taking the current prima donna's place on the next show. Or else...
Should these commands be ignored, a disaster beyond your imagination will occur.
Everyone agrees that they're simply hollow threats from a madman and ignore them, merely to appeal to their previous star in a desperate attempt to placate her and convince her to stay. I would think the threats of an unpredictable murderous sociopath would be one of the first warnings they would heed, but hey, it's their funeral, and they'll pay for their ignorance as the opera continues with Christine cast as the lowly, silent page boy against Phantom's wishes. And they're about to see what you get when you cross the motherfucking Phantom.
Did I not instruct that Box 5 was to be kept empty?
Yeah, the Phantom of the Opera.
It's him.
Whoa!
Yeah, because he'll mildly inconvenience you with some croaky throat spray. I figured he would have poisoned it or something. Cripes, okay, I take it back. Don't fuck with the Phantom. Hanging a man during her show proves to be an ineffective method of turning Christine on, and she unsurprisingly bolts with her new love interest Raoul as she reprises nearly every song thus far in her own fashion to remarkable effect. Thus begins a fierce love triangle. Christine is falling in love with the white bread blandness of Raoul, but is drawn to the danger and charisma of the Phantom. Raoul decides to treat Christine like an infantile, helpless female, which, oddly, she buys into.
These wide-eyed fears, I'm here, nothing can harm you.
The song, while not the lyrically strongest, is a pretty powerful one, made possible by the setting. It does seem odd that their love blossoms following the horror of a hanged man, but whatever. The Phantom, feeling heartbroken and betrayed for teaching her how to sing and opening up his lair to her and not having his affections returned, delivers the granddaddy of all ultimatums.
You will curse the day you did not do all that the Phantom must have you.
Well, this would be the movie's intermission if those still existed. And seeing as we've already taken a look at the two Christines, let's take a look at the two Phantoms, Michael Crawford and Gerard Butler. The tale of choosing the perfect Phantom back in the 80s is a complex and interesting story, but I'm not telling that one. Long and short of it was Crawford, being a veteran of stage, small screen, and musical background, bent himself over backwards to capture the raw, almost desperate emotion of the character. He all but created the Phantom. Gerard Butler, starring in the title roles of both Attila and Dracula, is no stranger to acting, but with no real singing experience, save for singing in a rock band in his youth. However, he worked hard with his vocal coaches and impressed everyone with his ability to go from soft high notes to a growling baritone. There's no doubt that both performers do an amazing job, but I gotta go with Michael Crawford on this one. He best encapsulates what the Phantom truly is, but I think this is more of a fault of the filmmakers and not the actor itself. You see, Gerard Butler's Phantom looks too much just like a regular, handsome guy, but Michael Crawford's Phantom really shows more serious physical flaws, which makes his magnetism that much more powerful and surprising. And now back to our program, already in progress.